through. We're going to be going to the border in just a couple of moments once all the players are readied up and ready to go. It looks to be the case. So, without further ado, we are going to be heading into the very first map of the very first match. It's going to be Hydra GG versus eSports on border. Boom, boom.
I'm excited to see. So I believe it is going to be Hydra starting on attack. No, it looks like it is going to be eSports starting on attack. Hydra's going to be defense. So we're going to have to play around with that.
All right, indeed. It looks like they're also going to be starting off on the ventilation room workshop. Obviously not the most popular. That's a quiet level. Oh boy. I hope this doesn't mess things up. Okay, you know what? Let's run with this. Sorry, I'm setting levels right now. Yeah. So is that surprising to you? Because usually don't you see Armory as kind of like the first pick all the time because it's usually considered the best site to defend on this map.
I don't know. It could go both ways because some teams have different lineups for the events setup. So by them going down to vents first, maybe they're trying to catch the other team off guard, saying, "Hey, like we know that you like to have a lineup for upstairs first. Let's go downstairs." Honestly, this is very popular. I want to say through kind of like the middle of year 2, it was very popular to go down to vents first. I think it's kind of waned off in Pro League. I think a lot of teams have just gone back up to starting inside Armory first. However, it's still very viable if you can get it together.
Do you think it's also because the Mira is banned? Because at least when I play and when I watch, Mira seems to be a really crucial aspect of holding Armory. It's a really powerful part of holding those walls at the office as well as onto the balcony off of A. Is that an aspect of it, or do you think that's not necessarily as important?
I'm not sure without actually being there inside the team comms.
That's
I don't want
fair.
to, speculate too much about it. Personally, what it usually comes down to is just them just counterban or just trying to, throw the other team off guard is usually what it comes down to with, picking an offsite first. That's usually how it ends up working.
All right, so actually right off the bat, quite a bit of damage is going to be thrown onto Schmop Life, but it's going to be actually Oof grabbing the first down onto the Ella off of Oof eSports. I think I have these things swapped. Give me a second. Yes. Well, pay no attention to the top, please, because I feel like these are on two opposite sides. It's actually going to be Oof eSports on the... Is that... I don't know what I'm reading at this point. You got the bandit right now trying to hold an angle, over a very small angle through a hatch up above. But it's still a standoff at this point. It's now going to be Glaz peeking in on through, trying to find that bandit. Saw something, or heard something. Not able to connect those shots, though. Trying to blind fire through the wall. Not finding a connection just yet, though, but it does force the bandit off, but the Jaeger has been found in the meantime. So 2 for 0 frag trades, and Glaz almost finds a shot onto another defending operator hiding in the corner of the bathroom. They have him corralled at least momentarily, but the smoke is going to come out and push the Glaz away from that angle. He's going to fall back onto the drone, but the push from the other angle is going to net one more down, but Aviation finds another. There's only 2 left for the defending side. RTC finds 1. And Castle is continuously doing a good job in this bathroom, but that smoke is going to allow the revive to come on through, keeping the attackers 3 strong. And here comes the Glaz push through, but Aviation finds it through the smoke. And this evens it up to a 2-on-2, 25 seconds left. The attackers still need to get that diffuser plant down. It's dropped in the corner, so it's going to be Grimo trying to come on through, but it's going to be the bandit that finds another connection.
15 seconds remaining.
10 seconds left for my up close and personal, and RTC finds the final shot to end the round, and Hydra do take round number 1.
Good job there from Hydra. Honestly, that defense was fairly solid, and I think Hydra's strategy of going downstairs first might have actually paid off there. I mean, they did have the Glaz, so I'm kind of surprised that Oof, wasn't able to do more damage. Of course, that smoke did kind of cover for the revive, but the Glaz didn't really need to push all the way in because something tells me he just kind of pushed in with no info. Yeah, sure, they might have had an idea that Castle was there, but at that point, you don't really need to be taking that engagement downstairs in the bathroom. When you have, I believe they were at a man advantage at that point. I think it was a 3-on-2. So you might as well just go ahead and try and find the angles, go for the site, and then just cover for the bathroom to come back out. Just trap him in bathroom, and then just play it off of that. But getting into round number 2, Hydra, remember, is still on defense. They are going for the bathroom tellers. This is a site that I personally love to play. We're going to see exactly how Hydra decides to set it up. The common tactic here is to just sit right above, open up a bunch of holes, open up that hatch, reinforce all basically office and fountain and some of archives, and then just try and play it. No mirror though, it's going to make it a little bit difficult. I know a lot of teams have liked to or have gone towards putting a mirror facing archives or in office facing armory, something of the sort. However, I guess we are not going to be seeing that today because obviously no mirror.
Yeah,
I like these reinforcements inside a bathroom. If they can just open up some holes inside a fountain, they can look down and actually deny a thermiting from workshop into the backside of bathroom. Of course, you have to be fairly attentive with that. The lack of a Valkyrie makes it a little bit more difficult for them to be able to know exactly what Oof is going to be planning. But right now, it's going to be on Oof to really kind of make the first deciding move. And if I were them, open up all those castles. Like, there's a reason why that castle is protecting that office doorway, because the defenders do not want it open. They do not want that angle there. So first up, open up that. I would honestly get into security, start pushing from the backside, maybe even try to thermite back fountain. There is a bandit, however, so if the bandit is in position, he could potentially bandit trick that.
Well, the drones are coming through right now for the attackers. We're going to see if they come up with something similar to what you're suggesting or not. Breaking down the castle with the Zofia, easy does it. So they can't find any actual connections through those sight lines that are now opened up. Got Rainbow trying to peek through. He obviously knows that there are people defending inside. He's going to send some blind fire through a soft wall, but it's not going to find anything just yet. Oh, it's actually going to be the Ella, I believe, who finds the first connection onto the Glaz. That's a pretty good pickup off the start.
Yeah, with only 1:30 in, taking out that Glaz is absolutely massive. If Oof really relies on that Glaz time and time again, it's going to really hurt them. It really will. Honestly, that Glaz can only do so much, especially when you only bring 2 smokes.
Oh, no!
A little bit of a push in here in archives for sure. Honestly, looking at these operator lineups, though, I'm kind of worried for Oof because they're also bringing a Twitch when they know that there's no mirror. They're also bringing an Ash, which, in my opinion, there could be much better picks.
Ooh, yeah, it's actually the defense coming in strong. Have yet to lose a single operator, and they've already taken down 3 from Oof eSports. Jallo does finally find one for the return. He finds a second as well onto the bandit, but he should know that Ella is in this corner. Problem is, though, they're only just now taking control of the upper floor of the map, and there's only 33 seconds left on the clock, so they don't have too much more time that they can waste, and they still have to go pick up the diffuser as well, so they're gonna have to go quick.
Diffuser is definitely left out of position in this case. With only 15 seconds left, there is no opening. This should just be a very, very easy cleanup from Hydra. I mean, honestly, they just spent a lot of time, and honestly, something tells me they just were not prepared to be able to push in. Sure, Diablo's going to find one, but with only 4 seconds left, he's going to definitely get taken out. Aviation's going to clean that up. And as I was trying to say, honestly, if I was Oof, I don't really like your operator picks. Like an Ash and a Twitch. I mean, first off, like I said, Mira is banned, so I don't really see, like, I don't know. I feel like the Twitch pick could have definitely been something else. I don't know. Maybe some more smokes. I mean, Blitz, if you want. Maybe a Dokkaebi, a Capital even is not horrible. I mean, a Buck could have done just as well. I mean, there's just so many things that Twitch could have been. I mean, there must be just playing the Twitch for the gun. Same thing with Ash. You already have a Zofia, so you don't really need the extra soft destruction that the Ash brings. Sure, they have the castles, but where do they end up using those Ash charges? Excuse me. Did they even use it anywhere too important? But you know what I mean. So far, I'm not really seeing anything too impressive from Oof, and honestly, it's paying out. Like, they need to be bringing out a shield. Hey, I don't believe Blackbeard's banned. Bring out a Blackbeard, right?
Yeah.
Just do something to help disrupt the enemy, because a singular Glaz with 2 smokes is not going to do a whole lot. especially with the ADSs on Jaeger. It's just so much that they're gonna have to pull together. I'm not really liking that lineup. But getting into this round, this lineup is a little bit better. I mean, they're bringing the Jackal and the Buck. So okay, so they're bringing the Jackal so they get 2 extra smokes. I like that. I mean, we're gonna have to see exactly how well they use the actual tracking ability, or whether they're gonna use it even at all. The gun is still great. The smokes are good. So okay, so they made a little bit of a decent swap. That Buck, okay, sure. Maybe they were planning, all right, they might be upstairs, they might be downstairs. Hey, let's bring the Buck because, you know, hey, vertical destruction is always great. So if I was Oof, go ahead and take upstairs, and then guess what? You can just buck up all of that floor, and it can really help you out. So much better operator lineup in my opinion. Remember, Hibana is banned, so there almost always is going to be a thermite on the board. The Ash pick, okay. I mean, maybe Schmop is good on Ash, so maybe they just want to bring it for the gun. Maybe just try and enable the star player to try and get those frags as much as possible. But right now, Oof is on the back foot, I definitely say. I mean, look, already 40 seconds into the round, and they're just now getting security control. They definitely need to be speeding this up, as there's no defense upstairs, or if there is, it's very little. And I'm not seeing any either. So they needed to be getting in a little bit sooner. I would have liked to see them inside of Armory in about 40 seconds, because I don't know who their IGL is at the moment, but they still need to drone out everything they have in customs. It looks like Hydra is definitely playing first floor across entirely. So it's going to be on Oof to try and get these picks through the floor, try to get, you know, all these utility out of the way, and then just go for a drop. We're going to see how Hydra's actually going to react to this, though, as most of them are in customs and are in bathroom. We'll see if Oof is able to respond.
Well, you did see almost a connection in their favor. Ash almost found the smoke, but Smoke is able to relocate elsewhere. And they do have the top floor control. Finally, even though it's only a minute and a half left, let's see if they can't use anything with it. Using a thermite, they're able to open up the hatch that you saw just previously. But now we're looking on to Vayne with the Ella, as well as RTC on the Bandit. 2 very impactful fraggers, actually, with their 3-speed and their guns. Ella not so much anymore, but we're not going to go into the meta at this point. Everyone's just holding angles at this point, and it's up to the attackers to finally make those connections. If they let the time roll down too low, they're not going to be able to... Not gonna really have many second chances. The Legion tries to come through, but holding the angle, Schmop Life is able to grab the first frag of the round so late into it. But it's only just one, so they can't use that to push furthermore onto the sites.
Right now, it seems that Oof is kind of delaying a little bit. I mean, they had control at about, 2-minute mark maybe, and now they're just now going in for a plant with only 30 seconds left. I'm worried. I'm want to see, how is Hydra going to be able to respond to this? There is a glass. Smoke is underneath the hatch. The plant will go off. Smoke's going to get taken out through the smoke. It's going to be interesting. Bandit is going to run out. It's going to find the glass, but trades all around us. Diablo finds another, finds a second. It's going to be all up to Aviation. And yeah, I'm definitely much better from Oof. And honestly, I don't want to say that Oof really did a spectacular job, other than they just did their job. And then Hydra was just not set up really at all to kind of deny a plant. Like, if you're Hydra, how are they planning on stopping a plant inside of vents? You know that the glass has been prominent so far in this map, so they're probably going to go to vents. They're probably just going to smoke it all out, and they're probably just going to jump on in while the glass covers. I think Hydra's really only play there was to have the Bandit kind of run out and try and kill the glass at vents window. Yeah, sure, it worked, but by then, I mean, the plant was already off. I don't even think Hydra even had any sort of way for them to tell that the plant was even going down. I don't think that there was a Valkyrie. I mean, sure, they had Legions and they had Ellas, but that can be cleared out if just by a great drone. So I'm not really impressed by that hold, honestly, from Hydra, especially when they're just giving up all of upstairs. If you're going to be doing that, you have to be a little bit more aggressive. I think the Legion dying on East stairs was definitely critical. A critical loss there, because you need to be making something happen. You get some people up main stairs as well, or up metal, and east stairs at the same time. You have to be playing aggressive. If you just let the attackers just kind of go and do their thing, they're just going to run all over you. Because again, all they have to do is just open up some of the holes. They have the Buck, they have the Ash. Guess what, guys? The site is clear. Okay, there's one in bathroom. One in bathroom is not going to do anything. And then you just smoke and jump in. It's very simple attack, and Hydra definitely got punished for it.
Let's see if they can't turn around this time. There's a really successful hold for them. Last time we saw them in bathrooms and tellers, and looks like, at least from my observation, that they are going to be going with a similar hold as well. Rainbow now on the Buck rather than the Twitch. It's going to be swinging on into the balcony. Tossing his drone in, get some initial scouting. spots some legs, spots a few people out. And so yeah, I believe that was 3 people, if not all 4 of them. So they know it's a really, really, really heavy upstairs hold.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, right now, the way bathroom tellers kind of usually plays out is that once you kind of figure out how to play against their setup, that's it, right? You know, there's really nothing else that they can do. There's really not much of like a setup change that you can do. So, you know, once you've kind of been figured out and once the attackers know the steps of what they have to do, that's it. Like, you really don't have any other play. And it looks like we've already got Diablo. He's already thermited open the wall. Glass has already found a pick onto the castle. At this point, it's as simple as just going and getting either the frags upstairs or pushing downstairs into workshop. Looks like Slippin is going to trade back the kills. Now even man count 4-4 for both teams. And at this point, losing that thermite is actually really, really big. This forces Oof to actually push into office when they really need to be just going for workshop at this point. Open up fountain, deny fountain control, go down to workshop, thermite workshop, and then just get into bathroom. You can sit the buck outside on this balcony where you're seeing him. He can deny the radio control, which is right above bathroom for those of you who are unaware. And then you just go for a play inside a bathroom because they can't look down the holes because they're too busy fighting the buck, and then they can't stop the thermite because they're too busy not being in fountain because you thermited open fountain. Sippin's gonna find the second kill as well. Honestly, oof, this is the second time that they've attacked this site now, and they look lost.
Yeah, I'd say Buck just ran straight on in. Luckily, I mean, I suppose it was lucky for him that he didn't get killed on his entrance, but all his other teammates trying to support him, you just saw how easy they got taken out. Tried to go for the plant, wasn't able to hide enough behind the vending machine, and he finally finishes. It is going to be a 3-1 lead for Hydra. GG.
Yeah, with that site, attacking it, because not many teams actually play bathroom tellers, it can be kind of difficult to get some good practice on attacking that site. But again, there's really 2 main ways that you're going to be able to take control of that. And the first one is just clearing out the entirety of office. The majority of defenders, probably 4 out of 5 of the defenders, are going to be sitting inside of office, inside of fountain, inside of that like archives area. And so the first method of kind of taking the site, quote unquote, is actually just killing everyone, right? You know, you can thermite open back fountain, you can open up that castle for the hallway, get someone inside a break room, open up some of these long angles, open up the office window, maybe even thermite triple, maybe that's kind of iffy. And then just kill everyone or push them out of office. You know, once you push them out of office, it's really as simple as just getting down inside of tellers and going for a plant. That's kind of the first method. And the second method is opening up back fountain, like I was saying, deny the fountain control so that they can't look down and they cannot deny you from thermiting workshop into bathroom, that is. And then you can actually go for a sneak plant inside of workshop, or inside of bathroom, excuse me, coming in from workshop. So there's kind of 2 methods to do it, and with the second method, you can kind of leave some of the defenders upstairs in office. You don't have to kill everyone, because, you know, some of the defenders, they're going to find some really awkward corner. You know, some teams just don't want to have to deal with getting in there. Maybe you don't. Obviously, the Ying is banned, so maybe it's a little bit more difficult for some teams because you're so used to having the Ying. So there's a couple ways that can kind of play out, and honestly, Oof, I felt like they had a great start. Within the first minute, they had back fountain open, which is fairly quick for that, I'd say, because, you know, you have to draw out a lot of things. So within a minute, opening a back fountain, cool, gotcha. But what's their plan from there? Diablo is sitting there in 90, he's droning. I mean, getting on your camera is just so loud. I'm surprised the Ella didn't just rush out in to kill him. They just did not know what to do besides opening up back fountain. So hopefully they take it up there. Interesting use of a nade there from Rainbow. That's a barricaded window, bud. You need to be using that nade elsewhere. Definitely am not agreeing with that. But like I said, bathroom tellers it's difficult to attack only because it's so rare to see it inside of practice.
So it looks like this round, though, we are going back to the standard defense, as you audience couldn't tell already, of Armory lockers. It is. So let's see, that throws a wrench into the plans, because this is the first time we have seen this defense out. But in the meantime, we have seen the A wall get opened. Schmop Life trying to throw some things through, sees the shoulder of a defender trying to peek out, but isn't able to get that connection. Instead, gonna go ahead and readjust his angle. Diablo also holding an angle elsewhere. See if anyone walks into his crosshairs. Open up a little shooty shoot hole down the hall. But the defenders are playing small, they're playing tight, and they haven't given any sort of openings for the attackers to utilize. However, that means that the glass, oh, pulling back from the smoke throw animation, he does get taken out by Aviation, so he was able to utilize the smokes. But now they don't have anyone to spot through it and to grab any similar frags. And oh, but the counter DC from Vayne is going to even it all up on 4-4. Life peeking on through. Still, he suspects someone if he doesn't even straight up know that someone is in the closet area. So he's hoping that they give themselves away and he can find some sort of connection. You really desperately wants them to peek into his crosshair, but they're not going to be doing so, and so he's going to be walking slower and slower, close in, trying to spray through a tight angle, baits it out, baits the shots, and oh, he does get taken out through the side by the shotgun. Rudy is able to find that connection eventually, and multiple teammates drop for eSports. It is now just a Thermite and a Thatcher, both of which are very low on health.
15 seconds left.
It's just a Thatcher because Sippin was able to take out Diablo, and then with the final shotgun blast on the smoke, it is going to be Hydra now going up. I believe is, what is that, 4-1?
Yep, we might need a rehost. I think Vayne dropped. Current score is 4-1 in favor of Hydra. We're going to have to see exactly how it's going to turn out. If he's going to get back in time, might not. We'll have to see if they're going to be calling for a rehost. But besides that, that last round, honestly, oh, he did return. Wonderful.
Ooh.
So looks like good stuff for us. We're going to continue on. And now these sides have swapped. As I was saying that last round, honestly, the big winner there is going to be Aviation going out for that Y peak. He finds the glass, and that's it. That oof doesn't know what to do. They don't know, should they still go for a plant? Do we just need to go? Honestly, when you have smokes, you just need to go, glass or not. Because at that point, you're still cutting off angles, and you have Thatcher. You can try to make something happen, but they just didn't. They just seem to stall. And honestly, right now, oof, I'm not too unexpectedly. They're just looking weak right now. Unfortunately, this is something that I kind of saw coming. They're not really together in what they're doing. I think they're a little bit slow and they're a little bit hesitant, I'd say, instead of just getting in there, just doing it. Because honestly, that's all they had to do. They just had to get in there and do it. And that is something of a reoccurring theme so far, or at least in that half. We'll see. Maybe Oop is a little bit more comfortable on defense. Unfortunately, that 4-1 scoreline, that is really rough for them going in that half. I'd like to have seen, obviously 3-2 would have been much better. We'll see exactly how well they are able to come back on defense. Hydra is going to be on attack. Starting off with that blitz, like I said, they're very good at some of these disruption operators that are good in this meta, so we'll see exactly how well it turns out. Honestly, the operator lineup is fine. I mean, they're bringing the Thatcher, we got the Thermite, they have an Ashe, they have a Zofia. Maybe not both the Ashe and the Zofia, but hey, we'll see exactly how well it plays out. Honestly, Ashe is seeing a lot more game time than I thought we would be seeing, especially out of Hydra so far. We'll see if they end up swapping her out later on.
Well, it's not just the Ashe, we also have the Blitz that you kind of teased earlier. Teased that Hydra were going to be employing. And Aviation is not taking his sweet time at all. He is running straight on in into offices, trying to peek down into Fountain as well. The Thatcher grenade comes out. You find some holes that they can maybe sort of peek through. But Sippin, though, he finds the first connection onto Glitch. That is going to be the castle down. Looks like they do have this Jaeger core out. Oh, the melee does miss, and Rainbow is able to get a second. Sippin does trade that back eventually. And RTC does get another. And so the attackers are still in the man lead. But nonetheless, that Jaeger is still doing a lot of work, culling the manpower down of the attacking team.
This is still definitely a winnable situation for either team. Sure, the man advantage is there for Hydra, but the blitz is out of play. And right now, Hydra is super reliant on that blitz to really get things happening. I mean, Ashe still has 2 of her breaching charges, so, we might be able to see something, especially if a little bit of a misengagement there from that pulse. We're going to have to see what they decide to do. If I'm Hydra right now, I am definitely going for vents. Leave someone upstairs. Leave RTC upstairs. Let him cover the hatch. And then let the Ashe and Rudy go on downstairs and just try and go for a plant. Because right now, the defenders, they should still have a C4. I'm not sure if Pulse still has this, and then a couple of smoke canisters. This is definitely doable. I'm not seeing too many holes actually for instant vents. This is actually very scary. Fortunately, that Pulse is in a decent position inside of supply. he actually, yes, he does still have his C4 and 2 gas grenades remaining, but there is almost no holes for any of that utility to be kind of thrown over. The plant's going to be starting off, but it does get denied. Smoke starts it, and then the C4 comes out. This is not looking good for Hydra. They're going to just have to frag out at this point.
Yeah, Schmoplev, you almost went down in that, but he's able to get the drop and then the finish off with the C4, but it is traded. Have to sip into another one to find that. Trying to push on in. Doesn't know where Pulse is. Doesn't know that Pulse is hiding in the corner, but he may be suspecting and tries to peek it, but the crouching Pulse is all that's needed to take him out, and the defenders are going to win another round. Oof, putting themselves up onto 2.
There you go. The comeback has started indeed. Interesting. The Twitter vote, by the way, was 55 to 45 in favor of Hydra. So honestly, the community a lot closer than I thought that vote would be. Interestingly enough. So hey, maybe we'll be seeing a little bit of a comeback here on defense. Hydra is going into round number 2 on attack, bringing the blitz again. This time opting to bring a sledge. Maybe those castles are kind of scaring them off that Ash. That's kind of what I was interested. I'm curious to see, why is everyone bringing Ash? I don't know. It just has to be for the gunplay. I can't think of another reason, really.
Gunplay and the 3 speed, of course. Ash is the bane of any and all solo queuers, no matter what rank you're in, because of the mobility and just the raw firepower. Plus, there's the whole, what is it, the smaller hitbox on the head. She's a menace to work with when it comes to the actual shooty part of this game. But anyway, in the round 7, second round of the first half, I mean, it's going to be back up onto Armory and Lockers. They, of course, have the Bandit as well as a Valkyrie. So I'm curious when they're going to be tossing those cameras in. I think it's prepping one out to be outside the Archives balcony. At least opening that to throw it out, but...
Yeah. So honestly, yeah, I think this is the first Valkyrie we've seen of the night. Interesting to see, honestly. We have both a Pulse and a Valkyrie, so they're going for the dual info, trying to figure out, all right, where's Hydra going to go, and where do we need to be rotating our defense? Remember, there's no Mira in play, so honestly, it's going to be very, very difficult to try and figure out, okay, where are they going? So I kind of like this Valk pick here. Throw a cam up on each side of the map. All right, guys, they're going to be pushing through offices. All right, let's set up our defense for that. Let's get some people underneath. Oh, no.
Oh.
Vayne finds the head of RTC. That is not the start that you want. I mean, it is the Thatcher. Don't get me wrong. A Thatcher's great, but
okay.
If you have to lose anyone, it's got to be the Thatcher.
I don't like your tone of voice.
I mean, you still have the Zofia. So if you wanted to go for boss, you still have the Zofia. You can get underneath and you can impact it. You still have a couple of nades on Sledge, right? This is definitely still doable. For office push, you definitely want that Thatcher a little bit more, but it's not critical. It's not absolutely critical. You can still clear ADSs as well. There should be plenty of utility there to be used to clear that. So regardless, this is still doable for Hydra. That is just, it's going to be a mental hit right there more than anything. Definitely going to be a mental issue.
Ooh, nice bandage trick actually does come out, I believe, to deny the first thermite charge. I don't know if they know that the Thatcher is gone or not, but he's going to be placing more of them out. Yeah, it actually looks to be the batteries dealing a little bit of damage to Aviation, forcing him back, and the smoke's also going to be coming out, so he's going to have to try and find a new angle of attack. Sippin, though, does find Rainbow, and so this does even it up 4-4. See if Aviation doesn't want to commit to the push right now. Oh, we tried to stop the Bandit running through, but the gas does delay that, and just barely doesn't get it, and actually does get the kill onto the Bandit.
Yeah, that is something that absolutely cannot happen. If you are that Bandit and they're not playing underneath you like they should, that is definitely a misplay for sure. If this was baseball and we had an error count, that would be an error for sure. Especially dying to it, not just letting it open, but dying to it. I honestly thought that Hydra was gonna lose this round because they weren't sending Vayne underneath the front door to get that Bandit off. But it still ended up working. I guess that blitz scared him just enough. But again, you have someone covering you. If you're a Bandit, you just kind of have to trust your team. That Pulse as well, out of play, that is absolutely critical. So kind of a poor round to start from Hydra is actually turned into something more than winnable here. If I was Oof, I would definitely be worrying.
Last gas canister does come out. And now that that's all done, Blitz is going to be running on in, punching everyone with his shield. Gets 2, Vayne gets the 3rd. And the attackers, in the span of about 5 seconds, you should say, just brush on in and take this round.
that is where that's what I was saying. The round was lost when Bandit let that wall open. That is, I'm sorry, that is definitely on the Bandit. And I'm not gonna. I mean, the Pulse to an extent. I'm not sure what the circumstance was behind the Pulse death. However, that Bandit was, again, he was pretty much perfectly safe. Like if you're not willing to risk it a little bit and try and hold that wall, especially against when you know that you don't know that the Thatch is out of position or that has been killed. But if you're paying attention to their team comp and you realize that RTC had previously been playing Thatcher, then guess what? You can even just set the batteries down, and there's really nothing that they can really do. I mean, send someone else downstairs to protect the Bandit. But besides that, that was where they really lost that round. The Blitz, great job there, just running in and getting a double. I don't want to say a knife kill because it wasn't a knife, a melee kill. I'll say a shield bash. Maybe if they had
It's a knife. It's a knife on the kill feed. I'll give it to you. It does make it up for the previous round though, where he missed it onto the Jaeger. That could have ended up being really disastrous. Actually, it did end up being disastrous because the defenders did win that round. But going back upstairs, let's see if Oof can't fix the issues that we saw previously. They're gonna start out. No, I'm don't know what that is. But they are gonna leave the Bandit on that wall nonetheless. Diablo waiting around, waiting for the final 5 seconds before he can throw a camera outside on the air conditioning unit. Wasn't really any pressure that I saw into this side of the map last round, but they may want to swap it up, the attackers.
Yeah, losing one of their being a man down, probably put a dent in what they wanted to do. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Sippin on Sledge going back over there, since that's where he was. Early pick, actually, from Rainbow. Vayne is just not having a great night. First he's TKing, and now he's getting killed off the start. Great pick. Did he just spam him through break room? I'm not sure exactly how he was able to get that, but the Zofia out, that is actually pretty big. Now, obviously, they should know who they killed based off of previous ops. However, if they don't, they should realize pretty soon that, hey, that was actually a pretty important pick. Zofia brings a lot to the table. So right now, Hydra is going to have to try and find something in their favor, or else this round is not going to go their way. They have decided to go for an office push this time, as Blitz is all the way up into office. You know, he's following drones, and he has control of Fountain, I believe, as well. He just needs someone with a better gun in there, and they can spam open the side of Archives. Remember, no mirror. That Bandit sitting right there, I believe he is behind a soft wall. Oh, no, excuse me. That is reinforced. So
yeah,
they will have to get on up there. Remember, there is no Habana, so there's really no way to find the angle from office into the side of Archives. But honestly, right now, Hydra has a lot of control, a lot more than they should, with 1:40 left on the clock.
Blitz pushing on in, trying to run the going for the hip fire. Oh no, a Bandit's coming down battery. And he is going to use that to his advantage to get a drop, but he is immediately traded out. Sippin, though, gets another one for his squad. But Schmoplif is taken down very low, but still a 3-on-2 advantage for Oof eSports. The attackers have been stalled momentarily, even after they opened that, and Oof Fanatics does find yet another, pulls out the gas canister to delay any counter push. But now it is just RTC. He went out early last round, but now it's all onto him. Fanatics and Schmoplif are both taken down very low, so he does have a chance if he can find some early connections. But Fanatics is on the ball, gets the headshot at the end. Oof, get yet another round going now. 3 to 5? 3 to 4? 2, yeah, 3 to 5.
This is still match point actually for Hydra, so that's now 2 rounds.
Yeah.
That they've got. So now, like I said, 5-3. They've got 2 more chances for Hydra to try and close this one out. And I gotta say, these early picks are just really devastating for them. If I was Hydra, honestly, losing that Zofia is really bad. They are deciding to bring that fuse. They know that Oof is going to be downstairs somewhere. They're not sure exactly where, but it is going to be Vents Workshop. I like this fuse. I'm wondering, they do bring the Fink as well, so it would not surprise me if that was actually a fuse shield that we're going to be seeing. And honestly, I'm really curious to see how Oof is going to respond. Looking at their operator lineups, they only have 1 trap operator, which is going to be that Ella. That is, in my opinion, that is a bit of a mistake. If you know that Hydra is bringing this blitz all the time, come on now, bring out that Legion, bring out the Frost, start trying to hold down some of these angles and start holding down some of these entry ports more, actually. And work with it there. Honestly, a Captain would be decent too. Just do something against that shield. Don't let them just walk in. A Pulse is not going to be able to get a lucky C. I mean, he might be able to get a lucky C4, but you can't rely on the Pulse C4 to try and deny the heavy shield play. They don't have a Bandit. They don't have a Mute. Honestly, I'm really worried looking at this operator lineup. Sure, they've got the Valkyrie, they've got the Pulse. They should be able to tell where the push is coming from. but they don't have anything to stop the push. If honestly, if Hydra decides to go into office, yeah, so there's that fuse shield. If Hydra goes into office, there's no way for Oof on the defensive team to actually stop them from thermiting open archives. Sure, you can maybe put the pulse downstairs inside a bathroom, maybe get a C4 through the floor while he's putting on the thermite charge, but besides that, I mean, that's kind of a stretch. I'm really kind of worried here. And an early pick, that's actually the pulse. No, Sippin. I don't know how that happened, but he actually got the kill, I think, from the rappel. That cannot happen. I think he's maybe playing a little bit too aggressive downstairs in tellers. This is not looking good at all for if you are Oof Esports. Gotta say yikes, because like I said, they have no way to stop any of the shield play. I mean, sure, they've got the smoke, but I don't think smoke is anywhere in position to really kind of try and deny the fuse push, the fuse and blitz push. Remember, they do have a finka as well. It is just so deadly, such a deadly combination. I'm really worried.
We're gonna have to see. Blitz pushing into the upper floor is met with some resistance, but he's peeking closer and closer. Ella peeks out. Doesn't find any connections, and the Finker boost comes in. Blitz trying to push in because of it. Does hit an Ella trap, and oh, it's the 2 actually for 0. 2 for 0 for Oof Esports, trying to come in from opposite sides. Doesn't net Hydra anything. Thermite does get the charge down. He's trying to hold a couple of angles against the attackers in lockers, or defenders, I should say. Trying to drone in as well, see if he can't find a connection, and RTC is holding the angle. Another boost comes on in. Maybe want to take this fight right now, trying to throw a couple of flashes as well to push them off their points. I believe one of them dropped down, and the Ella went back towards the armory side. Oh, it did drop down, but dropped down with an angle to be held. Doesn't get too much damage onto the Finka. Does at least deal a little bit. The question is, where's the rest of the push going to come from? Because they are now down below a minute. It is 3 on 4. They lost both of their shields in that first push that we saw go disastrously wrong. But Vayne does good work on turning it back into at least neutral. Not quite in their favor, though. If you look at the health, it's pretty close to in their favor because Schmoplip and Phonetics are both down very, very low. 30 seconds left, and I think there is still one Finka boost remaining. If you utilize that, they just go push on in, and they go pushing with their guns. Don't have to worry about getting the plant. This could be the map. Let's see if the defenders can't hold them off. Yes, indeed, the Finka boost does come on in, but Phonetics is going to find the first connections onto Rudy. I believe it dropped the diffuser as well, trying to go for a second. Oh, and he does, so the defenders do stave off the map win for Hydra, at least momentarily.
Gotta say, mighty unfortunate that they lost both of their shields there. I think I think both shields actually went a little bit too quickly. I think they're relying a lot on that shield play and not as much on their teamwork. I definitely want to see them. I mean, I think it needs to be with them, plain and simple. That's kind of what the point that I'm trying to get to here.
Yeah.
Is you need someone with a long range gun helping you out. And if you're not going to help and give them that support, because guess what? Ella was a free kill. She ran out and she was fighting that blitz almost the entire time. Fuse kind of went for the ADS, which is a big misplay in my opinion. Unless they're not focused on you, let Blitz take the focus and then you can ADS. Unfortunately, Fuse decided to go for the ADS. It did not work out for him very well. But what I'm saying is get the Finka with them, get the Thermite, get someone with them while they're pushing to help kind of stave off that attack, right? Use those smokes, right? If you know where both of them, if you know one's inside of that mini office and you know one's inside a sandwich, smoke off one of them and then use both shields against the first guy and then get ready for the guy pushing through the smoke for the second kill. There's so many different options. Honestly, you could also just drop the blitz, grab a lion. Like if you're not going to support the shields, at least give a lion so that way the defenders are scared to kind of help each other in that sort of crossfire situation. I gotta say, I'm not really impressed with what we just saw out from Hydra. They still have one more chance before we get pushed into OT here. But yeah, that was not ideal for Hydra at all. I mean, they looked like they had a little bit of a spark of life towards the end of that round, but unfortunately, the shots just didn't quite connect. It wasn't able to happen. Looking at the operator lineup, we are going once again with the Fuse and the Blitz. Like I said, I'm not really a fan of the Blitz anymore. If you're bringing a Fuse, or if you're gonna bring both shields, you gotta help them out. I mean, don't just trust or don't rely on the shields to do all your dirty work for you. Help them out, give them a little bit of cover, and then I think you're gonna find a little bit more success.
Well, speaking of which, looking at the operator attacks, it looks like they maybe focus more on a B push than on the A side, because there is no way to clear out these bandit charges that are going to be placed on this wall. Unless, of course, they take control of downstairs. So that'll be
Yeah, they don't have to take control. I mean, they have the Zofia, which you're seeing pop off now. So they are Zofiaing from underneath. That's exactly what needs to be happening. They're going to try and get those batteries off, and the bandit as well. You know, keeping that bandit off the wall is definitely going to be really critical. So just, you know, getting it off, yeah, that's going to be the thermite off. So good job there. They're able to use that Zofia the way that it is kind of been played out in the meta so far, at least in Pro League, and as well as CCS. So now they just have to worry about, you know, getting in there. They have both those shields. That's a lot of pressure. The first smoke looks like coming out at 1:40. That's really, really bad if you're the defenders. You know, throwing out a smoke, you know, so early, that is definitely rough. You need to be saving those for the actual push. And right now, Hydra really hasn't shown any kind of signs of the first initial push coming out. I mean, be looking for the smokes, be looking for that ADS clear. I'm not sure if the ADS has been cleared yet, but Sophia needs to get up. She needs to use her concussions, and then they need to push in. Like I said, they have that fuse. Maybe they want to try and get the fuse and the blitz going in at the same time. They know that one person's sitting inside a bunker, but he gets down. What? How does he get down? He goes for the peak. That definitely cannot happen, but Diablo is going to find one as well. That is downstairs. That's going to be the Finca. Not too critical of a kill, but definitely still a good kill either way. The blitz is going to come in as he's just going to get taken out because he doesn't have any support. He's just going to run on in. The fuse got cut off because of the smoke. It looks like they might even be going for a revive. Yes, they are.
Ooh! Oh! The double impact grenade does find a kill onto Sippin, but Rudy's there to trade that out, and the diffuser did also go down in the meantime, but with Frenetics there with the 2K to finish it all off, there is no one there to defend it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, map 1, we are going to overtime.
Bomb defusing attempt failed.
Yeah, this is getting really scary if you're Hydra right now. I mean, you need to be just pull out something else. I mean, there's no reason for them to just push all in like that. I mean, you had about, I want to say, 1:20 left on the board, and Blitz just decided to say, hey, I'm going to run on through, and he got cut off because of that gas canister. Did they even use any like smoke grenades of themselves? Like they could have smoked out Sandwich, they could have smoked out Mini, they could have gone for a little bit of an off plant maybe while the shields push through. I mean, there's just so many things that they're lacking right now, and it's really, really unfortunate to be seeing this happen. Hydra is going to be on attack once again. Yeah, this is, if you're Hydra, this is very scary. They have decided to drop the fuse. They're going back to the sledge. I gotta say, they're relying too much on the individual skill of the blitz and just being able to push in and kill everyone, when that's certainly not the case here on attack.
Yeah, it actually, you could make an argument that one round that he got the double knife, it kind of baited them in to saying, oh yeah, we got this, we could do this. So fair play by Oof to give them that. That's now my theory, that they gave them that double knife kill, or you're right, double melee kill, intentionally in order for them to bait them into playing like they did and to send us into overtime. But overtime, final hour, Hydra GG did learn from that mistake, and they are adjusting themselves off of it.
Okay, they did a decent job so far. Like the first half of that last round was actually very good.
Yeah.
You know, they turned out security, they got on in, and then from there, it's all about just opening up that wall, which they got the Zofia underneath. I mean, now they even have a Thatcher too, so they have the utility to open up this wall. So if I were them, the box push is 100% the way to go here. I mean, there's no reason not to. Looks like they are going to be setting up for an office push, though, which it kind of scares me. I don't know if they're just kind of testing the waters or if they're actually going to try and make it happen. But honestly, right now, just be going for a box push. You know you can get that wall open. It's all about just kind of getting that second half of the round cleared up, because right now it is really bad. Now, here we go. Phonics, super aggressive play position here. If they can kill Phonics, this would be huge.
Absolutely, he is the top fragger for his team, and he's a crossfire, but now he sees that both players are. His shotgun's not finding any connection, maybe a couple of pellets, but the angle is being pushed from outside. Oh, that grenade's gonna come out in perfect timing, forces him out, and is gonna get the final kill once the drop happened with the gun. The gas canister wasn't enough, and so the attacker's up one man. Are we pushing in? Valkyrie falls down on the bottom floor, you can see, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade afterwards. Losing the sledge, but then the defenders also lose the bandit. Thatcher trying to push in, doesn't find any connection, but on the other side, Thermite does find an opening into Fountain. No one is playing that position directly. This does allow them More sightlines, better access into B. Checking the corner, no one is there. He's going to take out the bandit to use the second thermite charge to open up a hole into archives.
So they almost have complete control now. It's really going to be tough. I mean, obviously this is overtime, so it's not super critical. It's not match point for Oof, so they definitely still have a chance here. Honestly, the defenders are probably going to be cleaned up. It is now a 4-on-1. It's all up to Diablo on the Valk. She's already taken some damage, a lot of angles open. And I gotta say, I'm really not impressed from what we saw from Oof this round. I think it really comes down to that smoke being way too aggressive in office. I mean, you don't have triple reinforce, you don't have any support, there's no mirror to help you out. Why he pushed up that far? You have so much utility as smoke, and he could not make it happen with that shotgun on the window. Definitely a big misplay if you are Phonics there. Gotta say, that was definitely not the play.
Yeah, if you are going to send someone in a very aggressive route like that, you don't want to send your top fragger, who has been so crucial into turning this game around. After the 4-1, I don't know about you, but I thought that it was actually going to be over. I thought Hydra was going to take this one easy, but it was actually through the work of Fnatic specifically. Just look at the scoreline, and it shows it. He's been finding a lot of these frags and turning these rounds into their favor. And so to put your kind of crucial player, at least as far as fragging is concerned, into a very aggressive position, into a very risky position, is obviously risky, and I don't think is the best move. You usually want to put someone who is perhaps maybe not bottom fragging, but who's playing more middle of the pack. But nonetheless, we are going to go into round 2 of overtime, and we are again onto match point for Hydra. This time around, defense is going downstairs.
Yeah, for sure. Match point, like you said, for Hydra. We've been in this position before. Hydra has had multiple opportunities to kind of close out this first map, and if you're them, I'm kind of worried still. I'm still not convinced that they know exactly what they need to be doing here. I mean, you're going to be seeing a little bit of a stronger hold upstairs. I think that we've seen Oof, the first time we saw them trying to hold upstairs, first time on their defense actually, the very first round they went downstairs, it was a very loose hold upstairs. It really wasn't anything to write home about. But now it looks like they had barbed wire, they have Ellas, they're bringing Castle, they've got the bandit up there. Hopefully they've got some Valk cams as well, helping them out inside of security. This is definitely a little bit of a stronger hold, I must say. Looks like once again, Hydra's probably going to be favoring that office, which, I mean, sure, you know, favor that office, go through with it. However, I'm still not convinced so far. You know, what is the end game for Hydra? What are they looking to do? Obviously, it's only about a minute into the round, so can't judge them too harshly here. But with 3 defenders upstairs, well, I guess 2 now that the bandit has now dropped, I mean, what are they trying to plan on doing?
Yeah, it's, you know, we still have 2 minutes left, but it's starting to get a little close, and only just now are they pushing in. So I worried that they may be letting the clock go down a little too far. The blitz, you saw he actually went in towards offices, but now is backing off and going directly into archives. Rush on forward. Ooh, spots the elbow of the Ella, and pretty sure suspects there's another player also playing in small office. Drone comes in, forces Ella to relocate.
We've kind of been in this position before, though, with the shield kind of inside of archives. What is their plan right now? They don't have a lion. They're just gonna have to. They're essentially relying on the blitz to push in and just win them this round. They do now actually have a little bit of support going on. Rudy and Aviation are both going to find kills, and the defense just crumbles upstairs. It's now a 5-on-3 for the rest of the defense. This is going to be really tough with all the upstairs control. Now, there is a minute left. That's pretty decent. There's going to be finding a kill. It looks like he's going to push on up main stairs. He's going to find that onto RTC. The Thatcher, not too critical. You know, not really too worried about losing that if you're Hydra. However, you still have that blitz, right? The blitz is kind of the critical key here, and he still has both of his smokes. No quads, but they have those smokes, so they should be able to hop in. They should have their smokes left, so maybe 3 smokes remaining. Besides that, they have no way to deny the plant. There's even a reinforcement on vents. If you're Hydra, you're licking your chops, except for another kill comes out from Glitch. Great round from him, actually. He's now taken out both of the attackers with a rotate. Phonics needs to actually be in sight, but it's a smoke flank. Oh no, what is he doing? He's the smoke on the flank instead of being able to deny any sort of push, and Aviation is going to find one. As a result, the diffuser is going to go down. Sure, Phonics finds one, but the diffuser is down with a blitz and a thermite. This is going to be really rough.
Yeah, we'll see if they can't turn this one around. The blitz is taken down very low, but he obviously has a shield in front of his face, so that is not necessarily the same thing of any other operator with that health. Pre-firing in through a softball, doesn't find anything left because the thermite is outside as well as the blitz, but they have to take this crucial time to clear all of their angles before they even go for the diffuser disable, and Rudy actually gets 3 because he did take out blitz when they both peeked at the same time, but fair play because you won the map by doing it.
Yeah, good job from there. Honestly, definitely. Just again, Phoenix is just way out of position. I feel like with that smoke, like smoke needs to be trying to deny the plant. Guess what? Their setup, I was really not impressed with it downstairs. Why are you trying to put a reinforcement on that vents wall? If you're giving them a reinforcement, that's saying, hey, come plant next to me. You can't shoot me. Guess what? That is definitely a really interesting setup. I'm gonna say interesting in a bad manner for Oof. As a result, Hydra's gonna take it 7-5 in one round or one cycle of OT. Good job from them. We're gonna see map 2 is gonna be Consulate coming up.
Yeah. Now forgive me for asking this question. Do we usually go for a small intermission while we get it set up, or do we usually just head straight on in?
Sure, we'll do like a 3 or 5 minute.
All right. Well, we'll see you back in just a couple of minutes. So don't go anywhere because, as stated previously by good friend Talon, we have map 2 coming up. Oops. Well, hello, everyone. That was a little sloppy transition. I had a little bit of a misclick, but nonetheless, we are back. Let me just unmute everyone. Yes, indeed. Welcome back. My name is Cameron Davis, and I'm joined by Talent. And then also, sorry, I forgot to give it a little shout out, Ghastly Pally on the spectating. So, yes, if you're just now tuning in, you missed map number 1, which was Border, which, surprisingly enough, actually, Hydra, they almost didn't win it in the end. Oof kind of started a little bit of a comeback, but in overtime, Hydra did take the very first map. We're going to go into map number 2. The bans were done. The operator bans, I should say, were done off screen. So apologize for not hitting that, but we can at least show them to you right now, where it's actually Glaz, Blitz, Vigil, and the Pulse ban. Now, Talon, let me pull you into this conversation. The Blitz, I think it's fair to say that's kind of a Hydra-specific ban. But when you look at it, something like Pulse, as well as Vigil and the Glaz, do we think this is because that we're heading over to Consulate? Or are these bans like specifically against the opposing team?
So yeah, you're right. So Oof they actually did decide to ban the Blitz and the Vigil. I mean, I gotta say, I think they realized that, hey, Hydra's running the Blitz every single round on Border, so let's go ahead and let's just ban the Blitz on them, right? Let's see how they can react. So I think that is definitely going to be, this is not a map specific. I think this is definitely like a Hydra specific ban, and I agree with that. I mean, at this point, sure, why not? I mean, hey, you don't know what they're going to do, but you might as well try to make them uncomfortable. I don't know if they've done their research and they know, like, hey, maybe they're like always using Blitz, but then at the same time, like, why wouldn't they have just banned that from the start? I'm not sure. But hey, good job from them. At least they're at least recognizing, okay, what is happening, or what has kind of been their number one issue. And I think their number one issue that they feel like is probably going to be that Blitz. Now, I can tell you it's a little bit more of like a setup issue as well, but that Blitz definitely was not helping on some of those rounds. So I like that they went out and they decided to ban it. Now, as for the actual Glaz, that was one of Hydra's bans. Hydra is going to be starting on defense, so maybe they don't want to deal with the Glaz. Maybe we'll even see a basement first as a result. It's going to be tough to tell. The Pulse is banned as well, so that tells me that they're definitely going to probably be favoring basement. We're going to have to see how well they're going to be using it. Pulse is, of course, much better when they're defending upstairs. And honestly, Pulse is a very good operator on defense here. And since they're starting out on defense, I'm surprised that they banned it for themselves. So that tells me that they should be kind of going for a more like a basement heavy setup. But I guess we'll see once we get into it.
Let's see. We shall do. We are heading into map number 2. We are heading into Consulate, and we have Hydra starting on the defense, I believe. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And it's actually going to be lobby press room, so it is going to be the upstairs. No, that's middle.
It's first floor. Yep.
That's middle floor. You don't see this one a lot. Consulate, obviously, it doesn't, as far as I know, doesn't have any sites that are terribly like awful, but still, middle floor, I think, is the one that you see the least.
I think it definitely depends. It can change team to team, right?
For sure.
Some teams love middle floor, and that's all they're going to play is middle floor until they have to play something else. But some other teams, they hate middle floor. I mean, it's just really sucks to play. A really common way to actually play this middle floor is to actually put a pulse downstairs inside of garage. But the fact that they banned out the pulse kind of tells me, hey, we're not really going to be playing too much pulse down here, so let's just all kind of stack upstairs. So honestly, without a Mira and without a pulse, all they're left up to is just going to be a yokai. So honestly, if I'm Oof right now, obviously, you can't read the defense immediately, but if they realize kind of what's happening, they should be able to kind of say, okay, maybe Piano's a little weak, because the common thing to do is just kind of go into admin, just kind of push across, and then just kind of try and fight projector, which is exactly what they're going to try and do, actually. And that's kind of the common thing to do. But honestly, they need to be trying to look for other ways through this, because if they're just going to try and butt heads against the defense, I'm not really liking their odds here. I do like the Montang, and they are bringing the Finka as well, but everything is being shown because of that cam. Yeah, it's going to be rough. I'm kind of curious to see, okay, what sort of play is Oof going to try and do to get in? Because right now they also look like they're kind of stalling here. I mean, they do now have Ash inside of admin, but they don't have a Habana. They cannot do anything from the backside. It looks like Sippin's going to start things out for Hydra. He's going to find the thermite. No. Okay, yeah. Piano is 100% the way to go right now. There's no way you can do just about anything else. I mean, they might be able to push the Monting in, but at this point, you know, what are you going to be able to do? Aviation is going to find a C4 as well. Finally gets traded back by the Ash.
Yeah, Ash slowly crouch sneaking in is going to find the connection onto Sippin. But there are, of course, more players upstairs. A little bit of a fight happening across the way, but Finko's going to pull off the boost to give Schmop Life at least a little bit more assistance while they continue to push in. Now, going to be running into meeting room, peeking down the hatch. They have control of this hatch area themselves, but let's see if they can't do anything with it. Monty does get echoed out. Echo spam on him, trying to get him to drop his shield at least enough for another defender to find a frag, but Vayne is instead going to find Schmop Life. So Montan, his shield's not really blocking anyone else. Valkyrie trying to find a second angle. But it's not going to find anything just yet. Instead, going to run around, forcing the Monty into the corner. Ooh, the melee's not hitting just yet. But RGC does find Phonetics, and there we go. Finally, the surround on the Monty does get the final kill.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I mean, you're not bringing a Habana, so it's going to be really tough to get to the backside of Projector. The Projector is, of course, right above lobby. That is a very, very critical position to be holding if you're Hydra at this point, which means if you're Oof, I mean, you got to find a way to try and open up the backside if you're going for that sort of push. Of course, the thermite did die. They did have smokes on Monty, so they could have smoked off flags. They could have gone for the thermite in the backside, but we did not see that happen. They pushed right into what Hydra was looking for. I mean, they literally could not have pushed any harder into what Hydra wanted them to push if they even tried. So, honestly, that was kind of lackluster. That's what I'm saying. If they knew what was going on and they're kind of piecing together, okay, no pulse, no Mira, it's gonna be really hard to deny like a piano take. Guess what? Grab a Blackbeard, throw them up on console windows, make sure they can't shoot up from above, and then guess what? Just hop in piano windows. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna sit out inside a bathroom hall? I mean, okay, sure, they're not really gonna do that much. But if you bring in the Monty, guess what? You can't really shoot the Monty unless you catch him like right as he swings in. So definitely not really impressed from what I just saw from Oof. Hydra just kind of playing their game. They did set up some decent crossfires. They fell off when they needed to fall off. They didn't let the Monty get too close until they had enough picks to kind of surround the Monty, like you said. So great job from Hydra, but again, a little bit of lackluster push there, or lackluster reads, I would say, from Oof.
Heading around number 2. It's going to be on the top floor. Pretty standard defense coming up from them. A couple of lurkers also hanging around the other floors as well to give some sort of at least vertical defense, because you don't want to allow the attacking team to gain vertical control too soon. Valkyrie on the cam, gonna be spotting out at least a couple of drones. No operator comes into vision just yet, but should be aware that there are a couple of people at least outside of that window. And it's the thermite, I believe. Sorry, Thatcher does find the camera. C4 goes off, doesn't find a connection, however. Now the Valkyrie's going to have to continue to rotate elsewhere, perhaps try and find somewhere else to defend from.
I'm kind of curious. I wonder, was that a pre-placed C4 somewhere to deny something?
It looked like
sure,
it.
It didn't get a kill, but maybe was it to deny some utility? Maybe there was a thermite patch placed somewhere, or something. Like, I'm not exactly sure where that C4 was, but that's kind of interesting. You know, it was obviously something that was planned. Maybe they had a Vault cam on it. They had someone watching the Vault cam, stuff like that. Looks like Swap is going to find the kill onto Aviation a little bit early. I'm going to say Aviation is pushing up a little bit early. It's very, very good to have a roamer downstairs to be able to push up those Visa stairs as a flank. But when you're a minute and 30 and the attackers really have no control, I mean, you have the Yokai. You can tell exactly what control they have. The attackers don't have any control. Mistiming push there from Aviation is going to put his team in a man disadvantage. Not really impressed. He had the right idea, but it was just a little bit too early.
Well, let's see if they can't use this man advantage to their favor. Oof, eSports, that is. Continuing to surround this site, but have yet to fully execute on them. Instead, they're going to continue to drone out, trying to find as much information as they can to slowly close the jaws of doom on the defenders. Is there hope? We'll see if they can't be successful or not. They still have a couple players on the roof, it looks like. And now we're under a minute, so they don't have too much longer before they have to go in, opening up the windows to allow the attackers from the balcony access in. And here comes Sippin on the Jaeger, trying to flank up, but doesn't check the right angle. It's going to be Rainbow on his own rotate that finds a connection there, so it's a 5 versus 3 advantage for Oof. Smoke with the gas canisters. Tries to delay something, but does get taken up from the back. Diablo with the second hanging out from the window. And now it is just the Echo left in a 1-on-5. Trying to spray through, but can't find anything. And nobody is going to cause a team kill to happen. I'm going to give him credit for that. So it's something at least. Goes back on the drone, even though it is disabled. Stuck in bathrooms. He still has a lot of work he has to do. He knows there's a threat from the window. Continuing to pepper in bullets onto his location. He isn't able to find any in return. Slowly crawling through. Ash tries to find him, and it is going to be Schmop Life indeed. Get the final kill onto the Echo. Putting Oof up 2-0.
No, unfortunately, I'm not really, I'm not convinced that Hydra is fully sure what they're doing on that defense. Obviously, they looked very dominant in the first round when they were defending lobby, but that defense, I can't really say the same. Unfortunately, a little bit of an early push. Unlucky that the Jaeger got caught out. I guess they just didn't know that the sledge was down there. They had the right idea with that Jaeger flank. Unfortunately, yeah, it did get kind of caught out. And I think it just kind of comes down to Hydra just not quite aware of their angles. So for the last site that we have not seen so far is now basement. This is going to be now played. They are bringing out that Mira. So bringing out the Mira now should be decent. We're going to see exactly where they decide to put it up. Now, looking at Rudy right now on that castle, he's actually reinforcing off bench, which means they're going to be probably playing inside of bathroom probably as long as possible. They're going to probably put the other mirror inside of bathroom, hopefully. Maybe they put one downstairs in office, and then they've got the other one upstairs here in bathroom. Yep, so that's where going to be the second reinforcement goes. It's going to be in there. They're using up those castles here on the first floor. They might you'll say probably Vane's probably going to go upstairs. He's probably going to be playing upstairs, and maybe Rudy up there because he's going to be expendable. And then you're going to have a heavy hold inside the bathroom. Besides that, nothing really too special from Hydra. They've got, just the normal rotates, the normal barb. They do have a castle actually on the bottom spiral there inside of basement. But besides that, this should be a decently easy read if you're Oof to be able to just kind of go for it. They do have a Thatcher. They do have the Thermite. There is no way for them to deny the wall. There's no bandit, no mute. So you're going to get this. You're going to see the wall opened up like immediately. So with that, it's going to be kind of easy. There is no real disruption, I would say, actually coming out from Oof. There's no obviously Glass is banned, but there's no shields, no smokes, no ying or anything that would really be able to kind of help their case to try and get a plant off. So I think you're going to see Oof is probably going to go for a room clear. You're probably going to see them try and take piano. You're going to see them try and take upstairs. And it's just going to come down to winning their aim duels. Because like I said, there's no real disruption. There's no way for them to just kind of get in, kind of air quotes. There's no way to help cover their plants. So, yeah, sure, they got the wall open. But look at this. Yeah, Rudy's just going to cover the wall from above. So it's just going to be a bunch of gun duels.
Ooh, Vane, though, does find the first connection onto Diablo. So, Thermite down, not that big of a deal. He did use both of his Thermite charges. But, oh, a little hole through the wall. Does find Schmop Life. So Vane doing a lot of work, knows that there's a third player up here that he may want to come contest with, but instead it's going to be Glitch coming in from the side. Another player enters the arena. But Ella still 2 for 1. Definitely a good trade for the defending team.
Yeah, I mean, losing the Thermite's not too critical, but the Ash at this point, definitely rough. Like I said, no disruption whatsoever. They have to clear this room out. I mean, you just absolutely have to. I mean, unless you can just get lucky and just kind of sneak in with the diffuser, which is exactly what Fontix is, looking to do. He can just start planning. He could honestly just start planning at this point. Yeah, this is
look at this timing.
He's just like walking right through the site. This could be actually huge for Oof if they realize it. If Rainbow can get in there and actually kind of cover Fontix as he goes for the plant. This could be massive. Glitches down there as well. Does Hydra even know? There's 3 members of Hydra out on the roam. They know that Glitches downstairs bottom of spiral. I'm not sure if they realize. Okay, now they realize. Okay, the gig is up, boys. The gig is up. It's gonna now be Hydra having to retake. They have way too many people on the roam this late in the game, or this late in the round. Excuse me. They should be able to get the plan off. This is absolutely massive and a huge swing.
Yeah, that castle moved away. You saw just at the perfect timing for Oof. As the Thatcher pushed in, and now because of they're able to get the plant 3-on-3, so still able to come back, but Glitch makes that less of a chance, and Phoenix finds 1 for himself as well, but Rudy with 2 in return makes it a 1-on-1, cannot find the final connection. It's gonna be Glitch with yet another, I believe that is his 3rd this round, at the very end to win the 1v1, and to win his team round number 3.
I gotta say, that round went as good for Oof as it ever probably could have.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, they didn't have any crazy operators, no Lion, no Dokumi, nothing. Like they didn't have like any smokes or anything crazy to help their case at all. They realized that. They're like, okay, we gotta go. We gotta try to take piano control. We gotta try to make something happen. The Ella got a double kill. Guess what? It's not happening, guys. We just gotta go for the site, and that's exactly what they did.
Just
Hydra, massive misplay.
Yeah,
Guess what? They didn't have anyone on site. They had one guy inside of office. What is he gonna do against them just crouch walking into site? Perfect reads. I'm not sure who saw that, but great job.
that castle was holding such a crucial angle, and when he moved away was, well,
Yeah.
Thatcher was there. He was going to push in, see if he couldn't find that frag through the wall, but that was still a 50% chance at best. But the castle moving away allowed Thatcher to sneak on in, and I'm really curious on why Castle felt like he needed to rotate elsewhere after that, because they did have the man advantage, and he was the only one covering the entrance onto the main site. And well, it kind of just all spiraled out of control from there. We are going back to the middle site on round number 4. It's gonna be a similar hold. Let's see if it plays out the same way.
Yeah, all I can say is maybe he got bored. Okay, so there's that pre-play C4 that we were kind of talking about. You know, that Visa window is very commonly, you know, it's very common for them to people to just jump in. So I would not be surprised if you saw a C4 kill if they actually were able to pull it off. They still have the default cam. You might see him. Yeah, there goes. He does get it.
Oh,
Yes!
good job. Just barely. Thatcher tried to bait it out, swing back out the side, but those phone trigger fingers a little too quick.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
great,
a 5
absolutely great
5-4
job.
advantage.
Yeah, getting out that kill. That is a great start if you are Hydra. That is something that they needed because I feel like they've kind of been on the back foot for these last 2 rounds. You know, they started out really great. The last 2 rounds for them just were not all that impressive. So we're gonna actually see Sledge go for Garage. Maybe they have like an idea that there's a defender down here. Maybe they don't. But the Valkyrie is downstairs. They want to try and catch her out, but no, there's no drone. There's absolutely no drone, and this is just absolutely what a mess. A fury of kills leaves it with a man advantage with Hydra. Schmop, is he going to be able to find the Valkyrie? No, she is outie. She is gone by now. I'm not sure what the idea was behind trying to chase her out. You know, she didn't have any sort of any sort of C4 left. She already got the C4 kill. You don't need to worry about anyone below. There's no pulse. You don't need to do that. So really unfortunate there that they decided to push that. Didn't really need to. I can kind of see the idea of like, hey, we don't want to go upstairs. You know, the last time they went upstairs, it really didn't work. So guess what? It's like, okay, this is not really all that great. It's pretty yucky. They do need to go for piano, don't get me wrong, but they're doing it the wrong way. They needed to just kind of swing in. They needed to have smokes to do it, and they're not bringing any smokes or anything of the sort. Gotta say, a little bit of a interesting choice going down there to hunt out that Valkyrie.
Well, they did. Lost a couple of people. They got Valkyrie quite low and finding the end. Now 40 seconds left. The Ash is pushing through, using a charge to take out some barbed wire. Trying to peek into the side. Fast peek does at least recognize an angle, but he can't get the frag onto that as Vayne is going to find that. Uses the C4 to open up a hole in the floor to try and peek out the window. Glitch is holding it though. But a nice run out, well timed by Rudy, is going to find the trade onto that. And now middle floor is held successfully by the defenders. Once again, 2-2 is your scoreline.
Yeah, definitely not really the play there from Oof. Like I was saying before, you know, you have to drone out. Do they have a mirror? Okay, no, they don't have a mirror, you know, down in that first floor. So, okay, guys, guess what? We can probably go for a piano push. Maybe if they started out by going garage, they might have had a little bit of a better chance. But as we saw them, they all just they went towards Visa. They might have started taking admin. Maybe they realized, okay, listen, guys, admin isn't the play. Once they realized that admin isn't the play, they decided to rotate over, and I guess they went for the garage. Now, they went into the garage, but they didn't have any drones. Let me kind of back up here. So, taking garage is not inherently bad if you know the Valkyrie is down there. But it's bad when you're not droning yourselves in, you don't know where that Valkyrie is, and you're just kind of going in there blind. Because, I mean, there's a million and one spots where you could be hiding if you're inside of garage, and without a drone, it's not going to go well for you, as we saw. Once they take garage, they could have pushed up the yellow stairs. They could have started working out the piano angles, kill the defenders in there, and then they could have gone in for a plant. Unfortunately, we didn't quite see that happen. Like I said, I'm going to kind of contribute that to the lack of a drone. I'm going to say a lack of a droning out the roamer downstairs in basement and going in from there.
Yeah, droning is a very, very impactful skill, and it's a boring one, unfortunately, but it is something that all teams need to have available to use. Entering round 5, front door opened up by the Ash. No one's playing in there, or at least no one is peeking into his crosshair just yet. Open up multiple windows, actually, just trying to find as much control as they can of the top floor before they proceed to push down into the lower one.
Very similar setup right now from Hydra. You've got a lot of people upstairs, but you've also got a lot of people inside of piano. A lot of people inside of, well, one person inside of piano with the mirror, and then they've got the roamers upstairs. We saw this happen last time, where I think 2 people just kind of pushed upstairs, and then the Ella got the 2 kills. So it's kind of interesting. Okay, what is their decision going to be? They see the castle. They should know that one guy's going to be inside a bathroom. Honestly, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be up to trying to find a couple of picks here. Schmop is going to be kind of crawling in. Should be able to kind of take control here. They do know that one person is inside a bathroom, but guess what? There is still roamers upstairs that should be able to kind of help out the cause, trying to get this bathroom control. Not sure if they have anything. Rainbow's going to start things off, taking out Aviation. That's going to be the Mira. Good start if you're Oof.
Yeah, definitely a good start. Yeah, Castle coming in on the top floor, but it's actually going to be Schmop Life who finds another one onto Sip and making it a 5-on-3 advantage for the attackers. We got Rudy trying to rotate down Spiral to find a trade connection out of there to try and turn it back into his team's favor. But not finding anyone just yet. Vayne, you can also see coming in from a separate angle, coming in
Attackers
on the
have located
side.
a bomb.
Oh, there we go. Someone does finally peek into the castle. Deals a lot of damage. Doesn't get the drop just yet, but he is below 25. Melee comes in on the wooden door. You saw the smoke running around because of that, but now it's Glitch trying to shoot through the floorboards. Is able to get one onto Vayne. That means it's just 2 defenders left. Make that 1 and make that 0. About 5 seconds is all it took to find those final connections. And Oof, I believe they're now up 3-2.
Yeah, much better attack there. Just getting inside, taking out the people inside a piano and inside a bathroom. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed to see once the Hydra, the castle and the Ella, they started to do the right thing. They started to try and kind of take back upstairs, because at that point, when you're 2-man down, you have to try and make a play. And the play there was trying to contest them. They got really scared when Castle got brought down to 25 HP, and they said, let's rotate down. But guess what? They have a buck, guys. They're going to try and buck out all the normal spots, and it is not going to really turn out well for you. So disappointed from Hydra that they didn't try and continue the push, and they didn't try to continue pushing through. Now, that is going to be the half. Oof is now going to be on defense. That's a decent half if you're Oof, honestly. But this is still anyone's game. Hydra can still come back here and still try and make it happen. It's not really even a comeback. I mean, that's as even a half as you are going to be able to get. So honestly, I'm not really too worried for either team at this point. Hydra making a couple mistakes, but so is Oof. Oof is making a few as well. So I'm not really too worried. I'm interested to see how this defense is going to go. How is Oof going to play this? Looking at their setup right now, they're reinforcing both of the hatches. They really don't have anything too crazy in the terms of disruption. I mean, they do have the Legion, but they already banned the Blitz, which means the Legion is just kind of going to be there for the roam. We should be seeing a little bit of a roam game upstairs. But besides that, I'm not really going to be expecting anything too crazy. All 5 members are downstairs, so we'll see if they decide to rotate up maybe a little bit later.
We'll see, but they rotate up too late. The attackers are going to have control of it. You can already see the sledge coming up onto the very tippy top floor. And the Twitch also coming in on mid. Just going to place on the Claymore. Trying to stop any sort of potential runouts. But look at this. The attackers, 3 of them are already on the top floor. Coming in through archives, coming in to the main top floor hallway. Got the drones you can see coming through as well. So, I believe the timing has closed for any defenders to go upstairs. Let's hope their game plan is effective without any sort of roam game going on.
Yeah, this is definitely a full turtle right now.
Yeah.
If you're Oof, their plan is probably most definitely going to be sending one guy up really late, maybe send him up Visa or test the waters up Spiral, and then just kind of go from there. Honestly, Hydra, their drone game is fine, but I think they are kind of wasting a lot of time. I think if you can get an initial drone into like the piano bathroom, I think that gives you a really big tell as to what the defenders are doing. Like if you don't see a mirror, you don't see any setup inside of like bathroom or inside piano. With a good C4 there from Rainbow to start things off. Like I said, if you get a drone in there and you see, hey, listen, there's not a whole lot of setup, that tells you one of two things. Either it's a full turtle or they're going to be roaming upstairs. You can get a second drone at the exact same time going upstairs, find the roamers, see if there's anything. And if there's not, then guess what? You know it's going to be a full turtle. And if it's a full turtle, you need to be kind of speeding up your attack because now it's 1:15. The Habana is probably just now getting some hatches open, if at all. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, they're just now starting to open up that bathroom hatch. They probably already have a circle open as well. So honestly, not really impressed so far from Hydra. I think they're gonna be kind of getting real desperate here to try and find some picks. And if you're oof, all you got to do is just sit and do nothing.
Well, actually, they're sitting in. They did get picked. Rudy did find another one. Trying to pick through the floorboards, the open floorboards by the sledge, and doesn't find anything just yet. Pings out another final spot. See if we can't find a connection. Can't find another frag because it is only tied up 4-4, and we're almost hitting 30 seconds, and they have yet to really start to execute. They only opened up one of the hatches, the hatch onto B. They've yet to open. Oh, they opened up an A hatch as well, I believe. They still have yet to get bodies down there. They spotted out, I believe, someone under the white van. Gonna potential nade come out, but it's gonna be a counter smoke to at least push Aviation away. If it's RTC also finding connection onto Diablo. Peeking to the sides and a couple of shots through. Can't quite get the Legion. Did get the Ella down previously. And Glitch does find one in return, but RTC with the final shot. So just in the nick of time, they come in. And they get the frags needed.
Gotta say, absolutely wild round there towards the end. Start off with a great C4 for the defenders. However, they weren't able to really capitalize on that. When you have the man advantage, especially in a turtle situation, you do not need to be peeking. You absolutely cannot get picked. If you're getting picked, you're losing your team the round. That bandit did not need to be on the wall anymore. Just leave your batteries there. Go find someplace to go and hide. It's a sledge, so you kind of get a little bit of a warning if they're going to be, opening up a hole above you. You're going to hear the sledge. Guess what? It's time for you to reposition. If they're going for a full turtle, I would like to have seen a mute. If they had a mute, they could have muted the hatches, slow down the push even more. Honestly, Hydra, in my opinion, got very, very lucky there. Honestly, they wasted a lot of time. They got very, very lucky picks through the floor. Because like I said, if you're oof, you just need to be hiding. You don't need to be doing anything too crazy. They're not going to get the wall open if you got the batteries. Honestly, definitely a misstep there by oof, especially once you get the man advantage. Once they kind of evened it back out, okay, sure, now you can start kind of trying to get a play. I think Glitch actually did get a play on. I think he did get a kill with the Jaeger there. So I'm kind of conflicted here, right? Because at one point they had all the picks that they need. I mean, they took out the Zofia. Zofia's pretty big. All they need to do is just hide, and they just did not do it. And then Hydra just got picked too. Like, you know what? It's kind of a combination of a little bit of a misplay plus Hydra is actually just kind of hitting the shots. Great job from them, especially RTC, definitely a big player in that round. I think he ended up with a 3K, correct me if I'm wrong, but besides that, great job from Hydra, able to kind of bring it back there, especially after that first C4 kind of took out their Zofia.
Free fire coming in, doesn't find any connections on any defending players. You see RTC on the Doka B, push in behind Aviation into admin office. Closer and closer onto the A site. Have yet to come across any defenders just yet, but they've opened up a small hole to peek in onto the bomb site. No one's revealing themselves just yet, though. It's not that big of an angle.
Cover your ears! Brace for it.
Ooh, Jaeger, though. The ADS is doing a good job of stopping those Zofia grenades from coming on in. That is gonna at least convince Vayne to try and attack from another direction. Rudy, though, is gonna be open up at least a small little hole onto the side of the wall. At least gonna get some feet. Some feetsy holes. Can't go through it, of course, but is gonna allow Twitch perhaps to send her drone in. Oh, that actually didn't open up anything at all.
I believe it did get impacted somewhere along the line. I'm not sure exactly where, but there are a lot of defenders here sitting inside of meeting. This is really not looking good for Oof, even though it is still a 5-5. RTC starts things off with the kill on to the Valkyrie. But like I said, right now, it is still mostly even. I mean, you're going to get everyone outside, but all the kills from Hydra, Vayne, and RTC find one each, and they've smoked off flags. The Dokkaebi is going to call, and all they have to do is just kind of push right on. Sippin finds one as well. What is happening? Oof is just falling apart. The nade from Aviation is going to clear it out. Wow, that was a very, very dominant round from Hydra, and Oof they didn't really know what to do. There was no flanks. They just kind of all got stuck, and they just got picked off one by one. Sometimes people were just dying left and right. Yeah, that was definitely much, much better from Hydra. They're going to pull it up 4-3 now.
Yeah, it was going back and forth on the first half, but this second half is pretty much all in Hydra's hands, it looks like. It's only been two rounds so far.
Rounds. Yeah, I mean, that is 2 straight rounds. You know, we haven't seen everything out from Oof, so now we're going to see another round from Oof. Hopefully they maybe change things up a little bit. Fontic's a little bit slow on the draw, but he's going to find an Ella again. Looks like the dock play now. I'm not sure, you know, maybe they're kind of curious. They're going to come out with the Cogger strat. I'm not even sure if Schmop is running the Cog or not, but looks like a very similar setup. They're going to throw a bunch of punch holes inside of office. They're going to reinforce all the garage, but are they going to decide to roam this time? I'm not sure. Maybe they realize that the Hydra was kind of slow on the draw last time, so maybe they're not going to be bringing a roam out, but again, maybe they will. It looks like from the setup, I think they're just going to try and turtle again, maybe send one guy up, maybe send the Ella upstairs, and then just kind of delay time. Besides that, they're just going to get all the hatches, and they're just going to be sitting. This is going to be on Hydra. This round is in Hydra's hands to make something happen.
Let's see if they can't do just that as we slowly watch Doc take his large armored body back down those stairs, and as leisurely as a fashion as you can expect. He does, of course, make it down. Shuts down the radio, too, because that is some annoying music that his little cousin turned on. The drone is going to find out a player on the stairs. Sophia is going to try and find the frag onto it, but takes a little bit of damage and is forced off, and instead going to try and make a connection onto the top floor. Suspect who the Ella is, and I think RTC has a drone chasing that Ella down. This does give Van the opportunity to push him, but instead he's going to go on a drone of his own. Doesn't want to overextend himself and give another frag away to the defending team.
Yeah, right now, Hydra, once again, being very, very slow. They're not very efficient, it looks like, at their roam clear. You know, honestly, you need to get a start out a drone. Ooh, first kill, this means Sippin is going to start things off, finding Glitch. That is actually not the Ella roam. That is going to be the Jaeger. Not too much of a loss, but still a loss nonetheless to start things off. But as I was saying, Hydra, they're very, very slow on their roam clear. Fontix was able to maybe kill a drone or two. I mean, they exchanged a little bit of bullets with Vayne. Nothing really significant of happenings there. But just by being alive, we've seen Fontix has actually wasted now 1 minute and 20 now. That is just so long. If you're a single roamer, you should not be surviving that long at all. Hydra needs to be getting up on console windows. They need to be getting up on connector window, maybe get up on bathroom, get up on admin, get into admin on a drone. But they're just so slow. You saw Vayne was actually on the south repel. Ooh, even more trade, just a little bit more coming out. Again, nothing too significant. Vayne's finally going to get the kill from with crouch walking Zofia, but again, the damage has been done. Not only with just the HP damage, but again, just the time. The time is really, really critical. You're going to see Rainbow now kind of taking his place on the roam. That's exactly what he needs to be doing. Their OOF is now down 2 members. They need to be finding a play, and it's going to be on Rainbow to kind of make a play, but he's being kind of slow right now. He's maybe just taking a little bit cautious. He's not sure exactly where they're pushing it. Okay, fine, sure. Fair play on you for going a little bit slower, but you still need to try and make a play happen. But like I was saying, Hydra's taking it very, very slowly, but it might actually end up working out in their favor. Vayne's going to go down to Rainbow, but will he go up or will he go down? He's going to go down. I would actually rather see him go up. That's exactly why. You know they're going to be trying to work the angles there. I'd like to see him just kind of escape upstairs and be kind of the thorn in the side of Hydra. But now, since he is dead, Oof is in a really, really tough spot in a 2-on-4. It's going to come down to a lot of lucky kills. Smoke is now going upstairs for the flank. Okay, this is a decision I'm not really agreeing against. I think he needs to be setting up an angle with his team, but he's going to find a round. He's going to be able to trade it back. Sippin's going to find one. Diablo's going to trade it back. It is now a 1-on-2. This is definitely still a winnable situation if he is able to deny the plant, but is not going to be able to, as Aviation is going to finish off the round. Hydra, the slow play actually continues to work for them. I think this is definitely, I'm not really liking the setup from Oof at all.
No, and I'm sure they're finding some problems with it as well because it is now map and match point for Hydra. They just need to win one more round and they're going to be winning this entire series 2-0 to start off the night for them and us. So oof, you guys, you got to pull something else out. But they're going downstairs, going to the bottom floor, the garage floor once again.
You know, based on how quickly they got cleaned up upstairs, I'm not surprised that they're scared to go back upstairs. However, if you're oof right now, something's got to change. Like you have to be doing something different. If they go for another turtle play again, I'm gonna be very, very disappointed because you're relying a lot on your fraggers. Namely going to be the Legion and the Ela now going into this round, maybe even the Jaeger, to try and make something happen. Like you're giving them no utility whatsoever. You're not even giving them simple jammers. I mean, come on now, guys. Like you're not helping out your roamers at all. You're just saying, all right, guys, let's just send the roamers up there and just leave them for dead.
Hey guys, yeah, get those shots, hit those headshots. Come on, guys, it's your job.
Yeah, and against this meta is just so it's just not roamer friendly at all. I mean, of course they're not bringing the Lion, but they do have that Dokkaebi. As long as the more that Hydra gets comfortable with clearing out the roam, the worse it's going to perform on this roam. Hydra, once again, going to go right for admin. They're going to do what they know works, and it's been working so far. There's no reason for them to change it up. But the real question, I mean, it's up to Oof to make a play. They're going to find this bandit here. Hopefully they find this bandit. Yeah, they're going to find him here. And honestly, all they have to do is just open up the angles because he has no support whatsoever. I mean, sure, you might be able to get a lucky run out or a lucky kill. Speaking of lucky kills, 2 of them come out, but Aviation's going to trade it back. So at least it is a 2-for-1. Not ideal, but still okay. But Vayne finds the second one. It is now a 3-on-3 even man. Yeah, no, Oof, definitely not the situation that you want to be in at this point.
Oh yeah, that when it was just a 2-for-1 frag, you kind of had to think maybe Oof could do something with it, but the lack of support makes it an easy job for Hydra to even it all up. Still 3-3, but 2 minutes left. They can easily find their way, finish clearing out this top floor. In fact, I believe Glitch was just now spotted out, which is why you caught him rotating elsewhere. Easy find out the last roamers. Legion spotted out on yellow. He's about to trying to send some shots through, get some pre-fire onto him. But now it's going to be Glitch, finds another one onto Aviation though, so perhaps Oof maybe able to turn this one around.
Yeah, they're going all in with the roam game. They've even got the singular Echo drone, or Yokai is upstairs trying to help them out. If it works for them, it's going to work for them. I can't really say I agree with just continuing to throw bodies at the problem, at the core issue. But hey, they've actually managed to kind of get the frags now. But again, it's still anyone's game. Oh, just as I say that, Diablo's going to find Rudy. This is definitely going to be an Oof round for sure. They find it, but guess what? Now they have to go back to the dreaded upstairs. I think if I were Oof, maybe the IGL's not worried about it, but I'm thinking maybe, secretly in the back of everyone's heads, like, oh gosh, guys, we got, they swept us up last time we were up here. Like, what's going to happen? Like, how are we going to, try and counter this Hydra push? I think if you're Oof right now, it's very, very clear what Hydra wants to do. They want to go to admin. They want to push across. They want to open up the backside of projector. And if you're the IGL, it should be the easiest read of your life, reading what's going to happen. I like this mirror. I don't know about the mute, but I definitely like the mirror. Hopefully they put up a mirror to try and stave off that admin attack, get some Valk cams outside, get some early info, as well as putting some Valk cams on the backside, maybe over towards console. Get that early warning out. I like this setup from Oof. Actually, it gives me a little bit of hope here.
Well, let's see if that hope can't turn into reality for them, because again, it is still map point. This is their last chance they have. If they win, we go into overtime. But if they lose, then that is their night done and dusted. Nothing else they will be able to do about that, and they will have to lick their wounds. We'll see if it comes to that or not. Catch Rainbow, putting down some mute jammers inside the admin office to at least delay the push through that area a little bit. Thus, look at the mirror is going to be playing inside the fridge room.
Yeah, so once again, like I was saying, they're bringing the mirror off to try and kind of counter this admin push. I think this is like the 3rd or 4th round in a row we've seen this Twitch go to this exact window.
Yep.
So Hydra's in a routine right now. The question is, do they have an answer against this mirror. They have the Twitch, they have a Hibana. They have two very, very good answers against this sort of admin play. But we're going to see, is Hydra going to decide to continue with this admin push, or are they going to try something else? Vayne, you see up on repel for console. That's a little risky there. Not sure if they had a vault cam out there or not, but yeah, definitely interesting to see how is Hydra going to play this. Right now, they're going for heavy drones. We already have one inside on circle desk, but right now, nothing of real significance is happening. Sure, Vayne is looking for peaks, looking for frags, but this is pretty aggressive at this point. He needs to be trying to just kind of work with his team. The team as a whole needs to be figuring out where they want to go. A lot of drones. Vayne gets one. Slippin finds one as well. No, if you're Oof, you cannot be running around like that. It's like they had no idea that Vayne was on those windows, and he's been punching him. He's been spamming from those windows. That is absolutely a misplay on Glitch being exposed there. Huge picks if you're Hydra.
Ooh, Fnatic though does turn it around, at least one into their favor. But he's getting droned down, and so potentially counter frag. I believe that's the direction that one was being thrown by the sledge onto his angle. But Dokubi's going to be trying to sweep through that wall to find that mirror as well. It is still a man advantage for the attackers, though. So Oof still can't be too comfortable at this point. Drone comes on in, but doesn't catch out Diablo. He's going to be relocating himself. Continue to play in break room. And they're waiting for more signs of where the attackers are going to be pushing in from, because they're just finishing up their droning. Still a minute left on the clock. They can still adjust their play depending on where they find these defenders holding. Rudy swinging on in into yellow stairs. Should have been heard by the mirror, I believe. But it doesn't matter because it is going to be getting a little bit of a sight line through that wall. Aviation finds another one under Schmop Life. And Sippin with a 4th overall. It is just Fnatic's left. We've seen him do a lot of work, but a 1v4 maybe just too much to ask. He had to relocate down to the bottom stairs. This is going to be an easy plant for the attacking team. And a 3-speed trying to retake this. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I think Oof is pretty much going to be done here indeed, as Aviation is going to clean it out. That last round just coming down to getting picked off. I think that is the common theme for when Oof is playing upstairs. The last time we saw them, they just got picked off a lot. They had no real answers to any sort of plays. Hydra with the slow play almost all through console, it was just working. I don't know. I think Oof was a little bit underprepared on console. It was their pick. Not that that really means too much, because obviously they banned into it, but I gotta say, GG's from Hydra. They're gonna take the series 2-0. First map going 7-5, second map 6-4, as you see on your screen there.
Yes, indeed. So definitely GG's for both teams, but especially Hydra Gaming, because they did, of course, win the entire thing. Now, that is only game numero uno. We have another game coming up. Actually, should be starting pretty soon, so definitely don't go anywhere. It is going to be Carnage and Chaos versus Nomads. So this one should be a little tasty. We're going to throw it to another short little break while we make sure that that all gets set up. But we shouldn't be too much longer before that one starts in. So definitely don't go anywhere, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes.